Hey guys, welcome back to Anthony's Tennis Hub. My name's Anthony Hirsch. Today we've got another round of Tennis Topics Rundown, second edition, where I go through different topics that went down this week, different topics in tennis. First, I want to start with a couple of retirements that have happened this week in Dominic Thiem and also Diego Schwartzman. So neither player is hanging down the racket this week, but they both announced tournaments in which they're going to retire. Diego Schwartzman in Buenos Aires next year, and Dominic Thiem in Vienna later in this season. Dominic Thiem was an absolute marvelous talent, especially at his prime. He beat the big three on 16 separate occasions, beating Rafa and Novak 11 times. In some great years of their careers as well, in some big stages. That's the thing about Dominic Thiem. Not only was he able to, in that short period there of 2017 to 2020, not only was he able to consistently play at a ridiculous level, he was also able to win matches when it counted as well, consistently win big matches. So, a great personality, great mentality when it mattered, winning the big points, and also the way he could flatten out his backhand, and always flashy and fun to watch. And he's going to be missed because, man, was he ferocious off the backhand, but also off the forehand as well. Since 2020, the forehand has been just a shadow of what it used to be. So it's been hard to watch. The backhand still has been fantastic, but the forehand has not been there. And all the best to Domi. He's been one of the best additions to the tour in a long time. And it's very sad that at his age, he's going to be putting down the racket because Djokovic is almost 37, he's world number one. So he could have gone a while longer, but his body, his wrist just didn't really allow him. And then Diego Schwartzman, some of the best movement, lateral movement, some of the best changing of directions, watching him on a clay court, just also such a great personality out there. One of the best clay courters and one of the biggest talents on the tour. The way he could hit from the back of the court was just phenomenal. And he's going to be well missed. He was never one of the tallest guys on the tour, always one of the shortest guys on the tour. But he managed to make it work. And, you know, he was a fighter. He was an absolute fighter and really one of the biggest talents. So I'm gonna miss both those guys. And then going on to the movie Challengers, I really enjoyed Challengers. Honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed it because it was very much a tennis movie. It really spoke well to the psychological and mental part of the game, the mental and emotional part of the game, which I thought really held hands well and worked well with the romantic, kind of raunchier, sexier parts of the movie. You know, it really, the tennis part of it and the romance part really held hands well, especially because it was very true to tennis and people struggling on the Challenger Tour. Of course, Art Donaldson, I think, had won 6 majors, but now he was playing on a Challengers to kind of raise up his level. It was really well acted. I thought the characters were really compelling. Patrick was a really interesting character. The dynamics were really good. And I'd recommend it to people because there are some things I could pick on, like the music and the score at times I thought were a little bit weird. I did really enjoy how they moved through time in the movie, but can understand if it's a little bit too much or confusing for people, or just a little bit too much moving back and forth. But I personally really enjoyed that as a device in the movie. The last 30 seconds, spoilers, but the last 30 seconds with the hug, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. Just that. What I liked about it was the realism with tennis a little bit. Wouldn't really happen. And also some of the hitting was weird, but not as much as in the trailer. For the most part, I thought they did a good job with portraying the tennis and how people actually hit the ball in the movie. Much better than in the initial trailer. It looked like it was going to be. So, but aside from that, the characters were really compelling. I thought it was really well directed. There's some really good shots in the movie. Some really kind of unique shots, such as following a ball on a court or whatever it is. And the movie was set up well towards the end when the guy put the ball in the middle of his racket, in the throat of his racket, instead of going like this. It was a really smartly layered movie. I liked seeing all the real tennis analysts there, but above anything, the characters were really good, and any good movie or story or book or anything relies on the characters, because at the end of the day, with art, you want a good human connection, you want good relatability, and when you relate to the characters, you can really get involved and engaged and absorbed in a story, no matter how fantastical it is. But here, I thought it was really realistic to tennis, and I thought it was really, really enjoyable from first, second to last, with some really good characters, like I said, and I was surprised with the artistry of the movie as well. Then the other things I want to talk about as well is Andy Murray is coming back next week. That's going to be a big thing. He's going to come back in the Bordeaux Challenger. So Murray's going to be back. It looked scary after Mahatch and Indian Wells. Murray got injured, very close to having a great comeback there, but got injured towards the end of the match, which was unfortunate. I was scared that we could be nearing the end with that injury, but it's good to see Murray still fighting, and hopefully an end at Wimbledon probably is what it seems like we're guiding towards, although he would be playing for the UK at the Olympics, and he's had good success at the Olympics, so we'll see with that as well. Also, Zimonjić is coaching Djokovic now, so I said that I think that whoever coaches Djokovic is going to know a thing or two about sports longevity. That I felt like for sure, whether it maybe not even somebody involved in tennis, but I felt like the main thing I know for sure about who Djokovic will get as his coach is somebody who knows a thing or two about longevity. Zimonjić does. He was playing solid until like 44, 45 years old. Even last year, he said he was looking to maybe return back to the tour. So Zimonjić knows a thing or two about that. He has the volley skills that can help against an Alcaraz or maybe even a Sinner with their aggressive games, with all the variety that now they implement with their drop shots. So he can help in a lot of ways, and I think that that's a good call. I'm sure that I think he and Djokovic are good friends, and they know a thing or two about being on the same Davis Cup team. So yeah, that's who's taking over. That'll be interesting as well. Appreciate everybody joining in. Please don't forget to subscribe for more. I'll see you guys at the next one.